Hey guys, welcome back to another Minecraft Spaghetti plugin showcase video here. Today I'll be showing an amazing plugin called Virtual Spawners. So it's basically an amazing spawner plugin where you're grinding. So basically like you're not actually grinding the items, the spawners are going to be grinding it for you. Also they offer regional pricing for third world countries. So there's this picture on the screen that you can see. This is the pricing for third world countries. So you can just open a ticket on the Discord server. I'll be putting that in description and you can get that offer. Alright, so let's get into the video. Before we get started, make sure to check out GanderWeb. They provide services like data center colocation, SSL certificates, cPanel web hosting, dedicated bare metal servers, email services, game hostings, and even virtual private servers. Use my code ARROWTHON at checkout for a recurring discount of 10% off. Alright, so here I am. So the commands are actually just VS, and you'll see the list of commands here. So there's VSQ and VS reload, and you can also just do this and you can view the other two commands, which is like set and give booster. So basically the booster command just gives you a booster, so you can just type that in your player name and the booster ID. So you can just type XP booster and you can just add the quantity, so maybe just 2, and you'll receive 2 quantities here. So now how you're supposed to use this, you're supposed to access the spawner here. So you can just right click, and then as you can see I've already got 2 boosts here, so you can actually add one kind of boost at a time, and I'm just gonna click it on here. So as you can see the booster was added to this. So currently it shows the speed over there. So as you can see it shows 2.0x and the expiry time, and you can actually even collect your items here. So as you can see there's some statistics over here, and it's also showing the sell price. So you can left click to open the storage, and here's the storage as you can see. So this is the items that the spawner actually grinded till now. So it actually depends on what spawner you're using. So this spawner is actually cave spider, so it's basically gonna grind the items of a spider. So it's actually gonna grind the items of a spider. You can actually configure that in the plugin. I'm going to show you that later. So here the options are previous page, next page. It's like if you have more than one page, and here's the take all. So like if you just click this, you're going to receive everything here, but then you won't be able to sell it. So if you want to sell it, you can just type sell all, or you can just right click here, and as you can see everything was sold. So there's actually even an XP slot here. So actually the XP slot is full. So as you can see the bar on the hologram here. So actually this hologram is not enabled by default. You have to type such toggle disable or enable the hologram. It's actually disabled by default in the config too, so you have to enable that. I'll show you that later. So you can just enable it back, and it works the same way. You can just like click it and you'll collect the XP. So as you can see the XP was added to your bar. So now you can actually give yourself more spawners. You can just type vsq player name and the spawner type. So you could just give yourself for example chicken, and if you just do one, and you just keep it here. So now let me give myself a booster so that I can like see what item it's gonna grind faster, because I can't keep waiting forever. Speed boost 1. So let me just add the speed boost. So actually as you can see there's 2 items in the storage. So let me see. So it's actually going to grind everything related to chickens. So you can again configure that everything in the config. I'm going to show you that. So now you can just right click over there, or you can just type sell all here. So as you can see it's sold everything. So actually you can edit the prices too in the config. I'll show you that. And you can even reload the plugin by just typing vs reload. And you can also like for example set the number of stack. So I can just type vs set and 64. So now as you can see the stack is actually 64. So you can actually do that, and it's gonna spawn more and more what do you say items here, because you added 64 stacks. So it's gonna keep grinding as you can see. So you just sell it and then it's gonna work like that. So yeah, now let's get into the configuration part. So as you can see this is the configuration files for the virtual spawner plugin. So here's the sounds.yml. So you can actually edit everything here if you want, but you can just leave it as it is because it's already configured. And here's the messages.yml. You could edit this to your liking if you have a theme or such. It's really up to you. And there's a database.yml. So actually you have to edit the database type here to SQLite, or like if you're using MySQL type MySQL and fill in the details here. And same with MongoDB. If you're using MongoDB, type MongoDB and then just like save the details here, or you can just go back to SQLite. So now is the configuration part. So here's the license key. Actually you have to enter the license key, and here's the currency plugin. So you can use Vault or any other currency, and use actually the sync prices. So if you enable this you can sync it with like shop GUI plus or economic shop GUI and such. And here's the unlimited storage. So basically like you won't have any limited amount of pages, you will have unlimited pages. So they actually have a wiki over here which you can view. So here everything is explained. So as you can see, there's a spawner limit in chunk here. So here it explains that it controls the maximum number of spawners allowed in a single chunk. So you can just like so if you add 100, there can only be 100 spawners in a chunk. And here's a ninja spawner. So basically like you can just like add a distance over here. So basically it's gonna like disappear when you travel a bit far from it. And here's the hologram toggle command. So it's basically like the sh toggle. So it's for this. And you can enable this convert spawners. So basically like you can use spawner X to convert the spawners. So then they'll start working as other spawner. So then they'll start working as however the other spawner was configured. And here's the enable mending. So basically like when you're collecting the XP, for example, if you enable mending here, so the XP which you collect from the spawners, it will be applied to the mending first before you get it. So you can just disable it if you want the whole XP to yourself. And here's the holo activation radius. So basically like the hologram is going to disappear if you're like out of the 10 radius. And there's even silk touch only. So basically like you can only break it with silk touch, or else if it's disabled you can break it anyhow. And this is actually a bedrock server. So like if you have Gazer or anything added to support bedrock players, you can just enable it here. And you can even enable boosters. So as I showed you previously, it's actually disabled by default. So if you enable it, you will have features like booster and such, as I showed you earlier. And then you can even like disable item stock. So if you disable this, players won't be able to sell the items in the spawner. And here's actually the spawner item and lore. I haven't shown you that, but that's what the name and the lore is going to be of the item when you receive one. You can actually configure that, as it looks very basic and it might need some editing. And here is the material used, and here is where you can enable the hologram. So like it's actually disabled by default, so that won't be shown, which I showed you earlier. And here's the hologram content, as you can see. So if you enable this and if you break a spawner, it's going to drop multiple items. And here's the bar length. So if you remember, you saw multiple of these on the hologram. So this is going to be the actual length, and this is going to be the completed color and not completed color. If you remember seeing the gray and green. And this is the disable explosion damage spawner. So basically if you enable this, explosions aren't going to damage the spawners. So you can just enable this for safety, and you can even edit the money decimals here, up to you, or you can just leave it as it is. And here's the boosters actually. So it's pretty simple here. It's just lore, name and item and the expiration time. So basically it's going to stop working after a day. And here's the display name of the speed boost, the multiplier. So it's gonna like, if you remember, I showed you the 2.0x, and here's the type of the booster. So you can actually add multiple boosters here. So you can, as you can see, you can just copy the format here. So you can just do that, and for example just do a speed boost loot booster again, and then you could just do version 2, and you can like keep it as it is again. For example, you could add the multiplier to 4. So basically like you could have a version 2 over here. So you could just do version 2, and if you want you can make an emerald or such. So you could like make it like a proper version 2, and you can edit everything else here, and it's gonna work. If you reload the plugin or just restart the server, and that's how the virtual spawners boosters work. And here's more information on the boosters actually. So you can just view their wiki over here, and then you can see that they have types of boosters here. So there are 3 types of boosters, and there's everything here that you need to know about the boosters. And then let's go to the mobs. So these are actually the types of spawners here, as you can see. So let's go to the random spawner. So if you remember, we actually checked chicken. So let's go for chicken. So here actually you can get the head from Minecraft heads. So there's actually a website for that. So you can just go to mob configuration, click on the website, and then you can search for the heads here, and then you can just add the link over here. And here's the lore, you can edit that, and here's the materials, and here's the drops actually. So this is how it works. So you can see this here. So this is the format. So there's the material first, the amount, the chance, and the price. So as you can see, this is the material. So it's basically gonna like grind 1 to 2 materials, and there's even a chance over here. So like it's written 50% chance here, or you can just give it 100% chance. And the last one is the price. So you can just change it here to maybe 10. So it's going to start giving you $10 for every feather. And same with cooked chicken. And there's even spawn delay here. So it's going to spawn in this delay over here, as you can see. So basically it's going to spawn like 1 to 2 feathers in between 5 to 15 seconds. And same with XP. So 5 XP per 5 to 15 seconds. And the color and the storage limit and the storage XP limit and full to collect. And there's even a local name over here. So you could change it if you want. So like chicken, or you can just type chick. So really up to you. You can do anything you like. So that's how all the spawners work. So now let's go to the GUI. So you can just check the spawners menu over here. So the format is actually pretty simple. So there's the GUI title, the GUI rows, and the booster lore. And here's how the format is. So basically, like you have to edit the characters over here. So the symbols, as you can see, there is S, X, I, and such over here, as you can see. So how you edit it is basically like if you have a symbol B over here, you can just add the B symbol here, and whatever item you configure here, it's going to show up on the particular menu. So for example, if you search for U, so it's the boosters menu, so it's the boosters button over here, so the symbol is U. So as per this format, the booster button is going to show up over here. So by button I mean the item which you're supposed to click. So that's how it's supposed to be. And yeah, that's pretty much that. If you like the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more similar content. See ya.